Hey everybody, it's Shane and I'm in the Flight Factor 777F. We're going to be doing something a little bit different tonight. I'm back here at Cincinnati and we're going to be doing some pattern work here so I can test out some stuff and get a little proficiency with go-arounds, missed approaches and stuff like that. So for a while I've been flying this aircraft and I love it very, very much, but there's just one thing about it that's always bugged me. Maybe about 4 or 5 updates ago, 4 months ago or so, they changed the handling of the aircraft so that it's extremely touchy in pitch and roll. And I feel like I've been over controlling the aircraft way too much. I almost scraped the tail last night taking off, and then it's just too sensitive on the flight controls for my tastes. Maybe that's realistic, but I watched a lot of like 777.
Traffic number 24668 is clear 127 taxi and parking.
I've been watching a lot of cockpit videos, and I don't see the aircraft reacting that quickly to the pilot's inputs as this one does. So I've gone in for my own personal use. I'm not looking to mass distribute this, and I've reduced the size of the elevators and the ailerons by about 20% to see if it'll kind of tampen down some of this control that I feel is too strong. And with that, I'm also going to go into here. We'll put this back to 100, right? Because I had it set to 75. Just to try to help, and it didn't help. But we're going to do it cubic. I think that'll help a lot. Let me see what the cap roll does. No, yeah. We'll try cubic as well for that. And then for pitch, see, I had it down at 0.85, it was still not helping. So I'm going to go back to 1, and we're going to do cubic for that too. And let's see what this does for us. See if it makes the aircraft fly a little bit better. Between the flight model changes that I made and these control inputs, we'll see if it flies better. Alright, so we're going to be using runway 36 center here at CVG. The weather's a little rainy tonight, but I think that'll just kind of spice it up for us. And we'll be flying a right close traffic pattern for 36 right. So we'll take off on 36 center and use 36 right for our touch and goes, missed approaches, all that stuff. Okay, so there's no IFR clearance. Our transponder is going to be 1200 because we're going to attempt to remain in a VFR traffic pattern. And we get the radio set, fuel quantity is set. So as far as weight and balance goes tonight, guys, I've got the aircraft set up so it's at a realistic weight. So we're basically going to be taking off pretty heavy, and we're going to be just a little bit above max landing weight. So this should help keep the aircraft flying pretty fast and give it a feel high landing weight stuff, so I can kind of get used to that. So max landing weight on this aircraft is 575,000 pounds. We should burn a fair amount of this fuel off taxiing and takeoff. And if our first approach is no good, if we're still too heavy, we'll just go around, fly the pattern again, and come back for a second one. All right, FMC is set. The flight directors are on. Left, right. Auto throttle's armed. Airspeed is set for pattern speed is be 210 knots. Heading will be runway heading. Altitude, max 6,000. Altimeters, let's grab the weather real quick. Okay, winds are now calm. 3 miles visibility. Rainstorms scattered at 600. Ooh, broken at 3,400. Overcast at 43. So this is more of a IFR, not a VFR thing, but that's okay. I can fly ILS all night. Altimeter 3017. All right. Okay, auto brakes. We RTO. Wixer is set. APU. APU gen. And I've already gone over the departure briefing. Alright. Let's get these doors and windows. Alright, external power. Is the APU running? Not yet. APU's running. External power is off. Let's go ahead and get the aircraft ready. Hydraulics. Fuel. Do anything in the center wing? I'm not sure. Nope. Right, so that'll be fine. Reset fans, packs, trim air. Isolation valves and bleed valves are all on. Alright, parking brake. Set. Okay. Wheel chucks and support equipment. Okay, beacon light. No 8 cars tonight. And then we'll do push and start.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
What's up, Skystream? How are you, man? Just gonna take this thing for a spin in a pattern tonight. I want to test some changes I made to the flight control surfaces to see if it's not so touchy anymore.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Clear to connect. Be right back, everybody. Okay.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
I can't really see the center line. I think it's about there.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright, brakes released.
Starting pushback. And you may start engines.
A GSX, that's for Microsoft Flight Simulator, right? Doors. I got a door open still? Oh, hold on. Hold on. Okay, I set the parking brake. These doors are still open. Why are these doors still open? Oh yeah, I can't get into Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I might have to because there's some good paywares coming out soon. Alright, there we go. I thought I had those doors closed already. Alright, let's press on. Alright, let's start the left engine. No, GSX is only for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It doesn't work here. Alright, fuel on 1. Don't get an SSD, get a M.2 hard drive. SSDs are 2000 and late, you need M.2s. Okay, good start on left, starting right. M.2. It's the most modern type of hard drives there are. They're solid state, but they're not like solid state SATA drives. They're super, super fast, very, very small. You just need to make sure your motherboard can support them. Alright, fuel on right.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, good light on to or right. Right, at the start checklist, it says not required. APU is off from the ground signal. Standing by for that. Taxi checklist. Flaps up for takeoff. Flaps 5. Step trim 5.5.
Tow is
Aircraft nose up.
disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. Well, see you next time and have a safe flight.
All right, we'll see you. Takeoff data: V1 150, rotate 159, V2 163. That'll be 188 on the initial climb. Lights. Light controls. Ailerons left. Ailerons right. Elevator up. Elevator down. Rudder left. Rudder right. Alright, flight controls checked. A little bit off the center there. I did the best I could in the dark. All right. Cincinnati traffic, November 704 Golf Tango, taxi to runway 36 center via November Delta Delta 1. I don't even know if we have traffic here at this point. Let me check VETS and radar. Oh, I'm the only one here. Alright, let's go. Okay, noticeable steering. Left, right, brakes. Alright, let's see if this works. Or if I need to take a little more out. We'll see. heading select. And then we'll do flight level change once we're airborne. Short taxi tonight. Okay, lights. Quicks are on. Cincinnati traffic, November 704, Golf Tango, departing runway 36 center, and will remain in the 36 right closed traffic pattern. Hey, just make sure that you have a hard drive, a motherboard that will take an M.2. All right, let's go. Okay, heading select Toga, and then vertical will be
approaching
level change
6 center. On runway 36 center.
Okay, start the clock. All right, let's do it. Let's see how it feels for the rotation first of all. Okay, stabilize, set takeoff thrust. Thrust ref, Togo. Okay, 80 knots, hold.
V1.
Rotate. Yeah, way better. Positive rate, gear up. Oh, I like this a lot better. Oh, it's way better. Oh my god, what a difference. Okay, flight level change. Heading select and autopilot on. Nice. So far so good, guys. That felt good. Alright, flaps 1. Alright, let's string the heading 096. So right off the bat, the rotation felt better and the roll feels a little less touchy. Speed, altitude. I'm happy with this so far. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go, once they get lined up with RUP, I'm going to go direct to RUP. And then we're going to get into the ILS 3.6 right approach, and we'll fly a few approaches, see how it feels. I can turn these windshield wipers off for a bit. Alright, so max landing weight is 575, so we're about 5,000 pounds heavy right now. Let me run some numbers for approach speeds and all that. Alright, landing performance 575. 8 auto brakes 2. Approach speed 155, so let's do this. We'll go here. Oh, I missed my turn. Alright, heading 210. And I'll go nav once they get lined up on this thing. Okay, auto brakes 2. Okay, let me go LNAV and see if it'll pick up RUP. Okay, let me get a weather update here. Wind 1204, 3 miles visibility, rain. View clouds 600. Rain and mist. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be light enough to land on this first one, so we'll do maybe like a go around at decision altitude. Let's go ahead and bring up the chart for 3.6 right. Okay. Decision altitude is going to be 1096, RVR is 1800, MSA 3000. And 96. And the altimeter is 3015. Hey, LNAV. I'm gonna switch over to VNAV now. $4,500. VNAV path. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. Oh, what is this thing doing? Alright, speed brakes. And at Laper, we should be at 4,000. So we'll set this to 4,000. VNAV path. Okay, LS is queued in. Let's go speed, flaps 5. Alright, I'm turning the windshield wipers back on now. Okay, what's our weight? Still too heavy to land. That's okay. This first one we'll do a go around at decision altitude. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna set the runway heading, which is 006. Midpoint altitude, we're gonna fly it, we'll go to 5,000 feet. And then when I go around, I'll do a single tap on the toga switch, bring the power up to the go around limit, and I'll follow the flight director. And as we pass through 400, we're gonna go heading select or heading hold, whatever I can grab quicker. And then at 1,000 feet, flight level change. Make sure the auto throttle's back on. Actually, we'll leave that auto throttle on for this first one. Right, arm approach. Or actually, let's arm localizer. Okay, let's approach glide slope. Speed 180. Flaps 15. Sit stand traffic. November 704 Golf Tango on the ILS. 36 right approach. Oh, proper IFR right here. I like it. Okay, gear down. Speed 170. Actually, let's keep it going down to the approach speed, 155. Okay, still too heavy to land, so we're just gonna do a go around at decision altitude on this one. Alright, flaps 30. Okay. When I call for the go around, I'll call for go around flaps. It'll be flaps 20. Alright, before landing checklist, landing gears down, spoiler handles armed, auto brakes 2, flaps 30, altimeter's cross check, landing clearance for good land. I'll go ahead and take it from here. Oh, this feels so much better. Oh, it feels way better, guys. Look how it reacts now. There's a little bit of delay in it. Oh, I'm way high anyway. This is such a big improvement. I'm really happy with these changes.
$500.
All right.
Flight slow.
400.
Flight slow.
Correcting.
Approaching minimums. $200 minimums.
Go around. Gear up. Flaps 20.
Don't sink. Flight slow.
Let's go heading select and level change, speed 210. Autopilot on. Alright, and I'll have it come back around. Alright, flaps 5. I think I'll just keep the flaps 5 in there. Okay, let me resequence that approach. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna go direct to RUP. Okay, I'm gonna go LNAV. Yeah, man. I hear you on those pappy lights, dude. They don't always line up with me. I think it has a lot to do with your eye position in X-Plane. I wasn't gonna land on that one anyway. I'm too heavy. Now I'm actually down to my landing weight, so we'll be good. We'll try the second approach. This one will be a touch and go, guys. Touch and go. So we'll touch down. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the auto brakes off. I don't want them. We'll touch down. As soon as I get the nose wheel on the ground, I'll call for go around. I'll press the token switch. We'll bring the flaps up to 20. As long as we have at least 155 knots, we can rotate and take off again. 150 knots. And again, once airborne, we'll go heading hold or heading select, and then flight level change, speed 210, autopilot on. This time I'm going to fly with the auto throttle off. But I want to tell you guys, the handling is so much better for me now. Like, it just feels like there's a little momentum to the aircraft now. It doesn't instantly respond to the control inputs. It's just smoother. So the cubic curve and the 20% reduction in the flight control surfaces is giving me what I was looking for. I'm really happy with that. All right, let's go flaps 15, speed 180. Or 190, speed 190. I'm gonna arm localizer. The way it's taking this turn with the wind being what it is, so gingerly. Alright, let's go ahead and head down I'll do vertical speed. And then we'll get set up for an ILS intercept course here. Alright, and then let's see, the heading should be 336. Alright, heading select. Cincinnati traffic, November 704 Golf Tango on the ILS 36 right approach. Okay, localizer's armed. Okay, localizer capture, arm approach. Altitude. Okay, glide slope's alive. Alright, again, touch and go, guys. I can see the runway lead-in lights there. Okay, glide slope, gear down. Flaps 20. Approach speed 155. This approach altitude will fly 4,000. Okay, we're legal to land. Good weight. Flaps 25. Okay. Gears down. Speed brake channels are arm. Auto brakes are off. Flaps 20. Flaps 30 coming in now. Autopilot's coming off. Auto throttle. Aircraft feels so nice.
1,000.
This is exactly what I was hoping for right here. Okay, got a 9-knot tailwind.
$500. $400.
Speed.
$300.
A little high here. That's okay. We're gonna go around anyway.
200.
We're gonna do a touch
Minimums.
and go. Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Oof. Okay. Flaps 20. Go around.
Feet remaining. 2,000 feet remaining.
Quite slow.
Okay, heading cold. Speed 210. Flight level change. Flaps 5. Fuel flow engine right. Really? Got it. Alright. Let's go autopilot. Auto throttle. I think it's away from you quick. What's up, Jose? Yeah, I didn't like the way I don't like the way I flew that. Let's try it again. Okay, 186. Let me go LNAV. Alright. We'll get set up for another approach here. Yeah, me too. That's where we're flying right now. I made some changes to it because I wasn't loving the way it was flying before. So that's what we're testing tonight, is how it's handling. And so far, I'd say it's pretty good. Okay, we're gonna fly this one. Same thing with the auto throttle engaged. We'll do a touch and go. Okay, let's go speed 190, flaps 15. Yeah, ARM Pro, VOR, or localizer. Turn it on to final. Alright, let's go speed 170. Localizer capture. Vessel capture gear down. Flaps 20. Final approach speed 155, flaps 30. Runways in sight. Alright. I'm going to turn autopilot off. Let's see. Missile approach altitude. Missile approach heading is set. Okay. Wind is 23013, tailwind. Hey, 1000 stable, missile approach altitude set. Okay, 7 knot tailwind.
400. Approaching minimums. 200. Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Okay, flaps 20. Speed brakes. Go around. Toga. boy.
feet remaining.
Come on, baby.
1,000
Oh
feet
boy.
remaining.
Woo! That was a close one.
Quite slow.
Oh man,
Quite slow.
the auto throttle didn't kick back in there. Oh man, that was a close one. Yeah, I like Portland a lot. Autopilot. Auto throttle. Flaps 5. Okay, so something I learned here. Once the throttles went to idle and I pressed the toga switch, it did not advance them back up. And when I went to move them back up, they did not respond. So basically, you had to pull them all the way back to the idle detent, and then they'll pick up and go back up. That's why we burned up so much runway there. They were not responding. So I learned that. I want to practice that one more time. And then the last landing we do will be auto land, because I rarely do them here. All right, we'll keep this a real tight pattern this time. Okay, so we're gonna do this again. This time I'll do with the auto throttle off, because that didn't seem to work so well for me. So we'll land, get the flaps up, speed brakes, toga switch, we'll go around. Actually, no, what I think I'll do is we'll do a bulked landing recovery this time. I think that'll be better. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to bounce the aircraft, and once it bounces into the air, I'll press the toga switch and we're going to go around. We'll do that. I think that'll be a little more exciting anyway. Alright, we've burned off a fair amount of fuel here, so let me check. Let me run some fresh numbers off of here. 154 approach, okay. Alright, so 2 more landings and we're going to call it a night. This next one's going to be a bulked landing recovery, so we'll bounce it. I'm going to land it very firm, get a bounce, and we'll do a go around. Hey, this is a X checklist plugin, and this is my personally made checklist. So the plugin is free, and then these checklists you can make yourself, or you can get them from somebody else. It's basically a text file that you set up. So this is the one that I've made for the 777. If you want it, I can give it to you on my Discord server. I can't live without it. Every one of the aircraft that I fly, I have an X checklist for it. Okay, I see the glide slope coming in, so let's go speed 190, flaps 15. I'm gonna start turning for the base leg. 276. Okay, we're on the base leg. Okay, I'll start turning for the localizer intercept, 336. Okay, localizer armed. Let's start down. I'm gonna go vertical speed, 800 feet a minute, so we don't lose the glide slope here. Actually, let's make it 1,000 feet a minute. I don't want to lose that. I want to stay below the glide slope here. Keep it going to 2,500. Okay, localizer, arm approach. Gear down, flaps 20. Speed 170. Wow, we are all over this thing. Alright, I'm gonna take it over here. You help it out. Alright, flaps 30. Speed 154. Alright, before landing, gear down. Spoiler handles arm, auto brakes off. There we go. This is not a stable approach. That's okay. Flaps 30. This approach altitude. Set. Auto throttle's off. So again, bulked landing recovery.
500. 400. Approaching minimums. 200. Minimums.
Continue. Wow, I'm gonna set it down really firm here to get a bounce.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Okay, go around. Gear up, flaps 20. Heading select. Level change, auto throttle, autopilot. That was not bad. Okay, let's come right to the crosswind. Take it up to 5,000 this time. No, actually no. 4,000, we'll keep it at that. Flaps 5. Okay, let's turn downwind, 186. Alright. Altitude. You want 2 red, 2 white. But as you get in closer, your visual with the runway, you can deviate from that a bit. I like to actually get down to 3 red, 1 white. If you see 4 red, you're way too low. But if you're doing 3 white, 1 red, you're gonna land very long. Alright, this will be our final landing here tonight, guys. We're going to do a full auto land. I want to see how the aircraft is going to respond with my new changes to it, see if it's okay. Let's see what the outer land does here. Well, you should be visual, so you should be looking for at that point, you should be looking at the runway surface and adjusting your flight path to land on the landing zone, right? When you're in that close, you shouldn't even be looking at those PAPI lights anymore. They get a bit more inaccurate the closer into the runway you get anyway. Alright, so at 13 DME, we'll start our turn. This landing, it'll be auto brakes 2. Speed brakes are armed. Yeah, about that. When you're firmly established and you have the runway visually and acquired, transition to looking at the runway and adjusting your aim point accordingly. if you can see the runway and you can see where you're at in relation to it, the PAPIs don't really matter at that point. They're good for when you're further out and you don't really have a good visual on the runway and you can't really tell the angle. But when you're in close, you don't really need the PAPIs anymore. You should be looking at the runway and flying the plane to where you want it to land, regardless of what the PAPIs say. Because they're going to deviate as you get closer and the angle gets more steep. Alright, we're getting ready for our base leg turn here once we hit 13 DME. Actually, let's make it 14 so we can stay below the glide path longer. Or the glide slope. Ooh, I'm liking the lightning. This is nice. Nice effect in here. Alright, we'll start that base turn. Let's go speed 190, flaps 15. And let's go 276 for the base leg. Arm localizer. Alright, I'm gonna turn to intercept 336. Man, I've been flying all kinds of weird approaches here, huh? Okay, glide slope's alive. Waiting on localizer. Okay, localizer capture. Arm approach. Speed 170. Gear down, flaps 20, glide slope capture. Alright, speed 153. Flaps 30. Okay, before landing checklist, landing gears down. Spoilers are armed. Auto brakes 2, flaps 30. Altimeter's cross-checked. ICAS, no alerts. We're clear to land. Okay, full auto land, guys. So I'll talk you through it. Try to keep your throttle lined up with the auto throttle commanded location. So the blue is where I'm at, right? So try to match it so you're kind of with the flare. Oh, yeah, we might actually need the auto land here. Okay, land 3, that clicking sound means that the clutches have engaged, so you got everything locked in here for auto land. So you need to see land 3. And then you see rollout and flare are armed. Okay, we're breaking through here. About 1,200 feet, looks like. Okay, runway's in sight.
$1,000.
Okay, let's go radar altimeter. 97 feet. Alright, let's see what she does.
$500. $400. $300. $200. Approaching minimums.
Continue.
100 minimums.
Landing.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Okay, idle. Okay. Auto throttle's off. Reversers. Autopilot off. Okay. Manual braking.
$3,000 feet remaining.
Not too bad. Okay, after landing checklist, spoiler handle, retract flaps, auto brakes, Wixer, exterior lights, strobes are off, clock, hold, and APU coming on. I'll work up the stamp trim on the way back in. Now auto land works. Works well enough. We'll head back to parking now. that trim. Let's get that head down. This was a very useful flight tonight. I learned a lot about the autopilot modes, how using the go around the toga switch where you're in manual throttle control on the ground will not bring them back up, and you have to really slam them into the idle detent for it to pick it back up. Autoland works by flight model changes, and the aircraft, I believe, handles better. So I'm really happy with this. This was a successful mission tonight. Alright, we're looking for taxiway November. Should be the one coming up here on the right. Yep, right here. There's the taxi line right there. I was looking for that right there. Okay, let's shut her down. Fuel. And there, beacon lights off. All right, so we got okay, external power is on, APU power is off, parking brake released. There we go. Well, again, successful mission tonight. I tested some stuff. I was happy with how it went. I like the tweaks that I made. I'm going to fly with these for a bit more, but I'm happy with those. And I got some good landing practice in. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little thing. Next time I fly, I will be flying from one destination to another, not just staying in a pattern. But it's good to get some practice. And we got an auto land in too, which is great. All right, guys, I got to go to bed. But I will see you guys in a day or two. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.